It's the Dubplate Special Master.
Live and direct.
Breakfast with CubCamTV.
Trickstar Radio. It's the sounds of the future on Trickstar Radio.
It's the sounds of Jules. This one, Jamestown Rhythm, one of my favourite releases of the year so far. Such a cool, refreshing, summer-infused tune, and it leads us very nicely onto what we're going to be discussing next. Big up Jules each and every time. This is a soundsmith who understands how to put a smile on people's faces. Fantastic tune. I'm going to keep running this one for a long period of time, but we are going to be getting into a discussion next, which I am very excited to be diving into, because we're going to be talking about the sounds of the summer. Now, every single year, there are numerous different tracks that get kind of cited as the sounds of the summer. When I say this, I mean the ones that are going to be getting played at festivals left, right, and centre. Tracks that are going to be getting played on the radio every single day. Tracks that are going to be getting played out of people's cars whilst they're driving along the seafront and the sun is beaming down upon the sea in front of us. So I've kind of reached out to a few people. I've made a bit of a list myself, and I want to kind of run through the tracks that I believe have the potential to be this year's summer banger based on the kind of reception they've already received, having heard certain ones of them in the dance already, having heard certain ones of them in clubs, and also seeing the reaction to them online. And this is a section I've been looking forward to doing for a long period of time, because I have picked a winner, which I believe the sound of the summer already is, and it's already established as the sound of the summer. But I think it's fair to kind of run through a couple of different tracks that could be in that conversation, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. And now, obviously, but just because a tune is the sound of the summer, it doesn't necessarily have to sound warm. It can sound very different. It can sound almost alternative a lot of the time. It's just a catchy tune that you hear over the course of the summer. But the first one on today's list, we did actually review on last week's edition of Fresh Fridays. Sean Paul, Gwen Stefani, and Shenseea with Light My Fire off the brand new Scorcher project from Sean Paul. That album is going to be getting reload after reload across the summer season. Incredible tune. Me and Bernie put the official review of that one together on Fresh Fridays last week. We did play it earlier on in the show as well. Definitely one of the biggest tracks to land so far. Alongside this, Burna Boy has a wicked new tune out there called Last Last, as I'm sure you are all aware if you follow what I do, both on radio and on YouTube. I've been spinning this one constantly. I put a review up of it as well. That is a tune that's going to be doing absolute bits over the summer season. Lucas J. Rowe and Magugu have a track together that goes by the name One Way. Really cool kind of post-reggae flavour on this one. Really nice syncopated chord structures. Definitely a tune that I'm going to be singing over the summer without a shadow of a doubt. And then, moving on to one of the more lively tracks from this selection that I put together, Watch the Ride alongside Nia Archives with Mash Up the Dance. This is a tune that is going to be turning festival season upside down. It's going to be flipping everyone onto their heads. It's got such a lively energy to it. Again, we had to include a couple of more pacey bits. And Nia Archives is on such a roll. Her vocals are so clean, and obviously when you get the kind of combined talents of the legends that make up Watch the Ride, this was always going to be a banger. This one is definitely in the conversation for the sound of the summer for me. We just heard it as well, Jules with Jamestown Rhythm. That for me, the second I heard that one, I was instantaneously attached to it. It was the instrumental we actually used for the first link back in the new studio. I thought there wouldn't be anything more fitting than a track that has that level of kind of warmth to it, or that level of just kind of creativity, the kind of almost South American flavors that we hear kind of moving through that one. Beautifully arranged, and I love the horn sections on there as well. There's a track called Victony that we've been running called Jolene, featuring Kxvu. A huge tune, this one. Definitely a tune that I've been loving. Beautifully arranged, almost kind of taking amapiano flavors and flipping them on their head with some really cool kind of very abstract vocal work. That one's an absolute corker. There's a track by Clark, who is a Edinburgh-based garage artist that goes by the name You as well, featuring an artist called T. We actually have this one exclusive as it is forthcoming on South Point. Yes, I am throwing a South Point tune into the mix for what I believe will be the sounds of the summer. We spun it this morning. Beautiful kind of post-garage flavors, very mellow, very warm, very kind of filtered down, but definitely a tune that I'm going to be running throughout the summer without a shadow of a doubt. Alongside this, Brucey with No Excuses. He's recently released another single as well, but for me, No Excuses may well be this year's version of Street Side. Street Side was my favourite D&B release of last year, and Brucey's done it again with No Excuses. The guy is on tour constantly. The guy's putting out so much good new music, and this is a great example of why he is one of the big names for festival season. Over the last few years, he's moved up and up and up the festival lineups, and he deserves every single second of it. If you haven't seen Brucey live, go and see it live. He is a master at what he does, especially in a live setting. Alongside this, we've got one more before we get into the actual track that I have chosen, which we are going to run next, and that is Boj with Culture featuring Any. Having seen Any perform this live, and having seen just how much this kind of instantaneously puts a smile on people's faces whenever I play it at parties or at gatherings, this is one of the sounds of the summer for me. Again, kind of diving into that Boj-inspired Alte vibe. Really, really cool. However, there is a clear winner when it comes to the sound of the summer for me. And the reason I say there's a clear winner is because this is not just me saying this is the sound of the summer. When I've kind of asked people, when I've kind of put polls out there, for me, this is undoubtedly one of the sounds of the summer. And that is, of course, coming to us from Asake. Sungba featuring Burna Boy on the official remix. This tune has been blowing people away. Incredible sounds, beautifully arranged. Again, the kind of skippy nature of the instrumental. Again, diving into that sort of post-Amapiano pocket that Asake's been kind of inhabiting for the last few months. Incredible stuff, and this is without a doubt one of the biggest remixes of the year, without a shadow of a doubt. However, for me, this is the sounds of the summer, and we're going to jump into it next, which I'm absolutely buzzing for. Even those little drum rolls there, you can already see what this is going to be doing to dances and festival stages over the summer. Just coming up to around 18 minutes to 9 here on Trickstar Radio. Asake, Sungba, the remix featuring Burna Boy. This one is my sound of the summer. Let's get into it right about now.
Breakfast
with CubCamTV.